Hello everyone, I'm Danielle with Positively Osceola, and I'm really excited that I have Terry Torrens with me, and she's the Mosquito Control Director. So I'm genuinely excited to meet you because I know I have questions. So if you want to just, give us a little update, because I know there's a lot been happening the past couple of years in regards to mosquitoes and what can we expect this coming year.
Sure. One of the things that we want to make sure everybody is aware of is that Zika, which is what we talked about a lot last year, dominated the news. It was a big deal. It's still a threat to the state, and we're still making sure that we're on top of things here in Osceola County. And so one of the things that we've been doing throughout the entire winter, especially because we've had such warm winter months, right, is we've been running our mosquito program full time. So generally we kind of slow down a little in the winter, kind of rest a little bit, because summertime gets a little busy.
Right.
Well, all indications are that we're going to have another busy year again this year. We're happy for a little bit of the dry weather that we have, because that has created a little bit less of the mosquitoes out there that we'd like to see. But the one thing that we want to remind everybody is that mosquitoes that breed and can carry Zika, dengue, and chikungunya, those are mosquitoes that people actually breed in their own yards.
Wow.
And so even though it's not raining right now, if your sprinklers are on and you have a tarp or you have a bucket or a pet bowl, all of those things can be producing mosquitoes. And actually right now, most of the times when we find that we have a mosquito complaint comes in, we go out, we find people growing their own mosquitoes.
Oh no, I guess playgrounds too, and sandboxes probably in people's backyards. I don't even realize it.
Yeah, it'd be anything that would hold water. So like a tarp. But interesting about the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which is the one that's the bad actor here, is the bottle top, like a bottle top on water, is big enough to actually allow mosquitoes to lay eggs in.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm glad that you're making us aware that it's not just lakes and rivers and everything like that. That it's
actually, in fact, lakes and rivers aren't an issue for those types of mosquitoes, because what's interesting is certain mosquitoes prefer certain breeding habitats. So some like to lay their eggs in pastures where they know it's going to flood at some point in time. Those are called floodwater mosquitoes. And then the ones that we see for Zika and dengue and chikungunya, we call them domestic container breeders, because they really occur in places where people or humans, domestic people, make some place for them to lay eggs. And oftentimes people don't even realize it. We go out, we go talk to these people, and we walk around their yard, and they're shocked to find that they've got so many places where, like, the little dishes underneath pots.
Oh yeah.
They can breed. Tarps. You have a tarp laying in your yard. It can hold enough water in it. It can lay eggs in there. And so oftentimes that's the things that we actually have to educate.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Osceola County did this year, and we're really excited about it, was we have partnered with the health department to create something called Osceola Team Buzz Off. And Team Buzz Off is really just an educational and awareness campaign to keep people on our team, because we can't do it alone. Right? So we need the residents out there to be looking around their yard. And so really, this is a great time of year to get into the routine, walk around your yard, look and see if there's places where standing water might be, it could, bromeliads. That's another thing. In bromeliads, the plants that hold water, sometimes you can have mosquitoes breeding in there as well. So it really takes a whole team. And that's why we really thought that, the Osceola Team Buzz Off was kind of fun, and we like the name.
Yeah, it's cute, it's clever, and you can remember it, and I like what you said about just make it part of your routine if you're out walking your dog or, working, in the garden or something. Just circle around, triple check and everything like that. And like you said, we have to work together.
Well, once a week is really good, because the thing about mosquitoes is it takes about 5 to 7 days from the time that a mosquito lays eggs to the time it becomes an adult. So that's critical in your timing. So really what I try to say to people is, if you have something you do every week, like if you go to church every Sunday or something that you do, just go, okay, today's the day that I just walk around and check things out in the yard. Or at your workplace. Because you know what, if you work in a place that's outdoors, like you work construction yards, things like that. But outdoor eating facilities are important as well, right? People sitting outside enjoying the weather. If you work in a place like that, it's really important to make sure you keep your guests safe by going around and looking around.
Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that. And so I know this is a question that's always been on my mind. So I'm someone who's perpetually always gets bitten by mosquitoes. Doesn't matter if I'm indoors, they'll somehow find a way and go after me.
Right.
Are there any tips and tricks brands or anything that you can recommend to other people that they just usually get bit by mosquitoes? What can we do to prevent that and help protect ourselves?
Well, the interesting thing is that there's a lot of science that they've talked about. Why are some people more attractive to mosquitoes? It really boils down to carbon dioxide, which is what you breathe out. But the other thing is that everybody's body chemistry is a little bit different. And so obviously you have some sort of sweet nectar that you put off that's for the mosquitoes. But really, quite frankly, any properly labeled, EPA, recommended, like any of the brands that are out there, like Off and Cutter, things like that, Skin So Soft, things like that, you can look on the CDC website. It'll give you a list of products there. The one thing that I think that is part of something that we as a mosquito control industry are trying to get out to the general public as well is that, if you recall many years ago, we used to get out and lay at the beach and put sun oil on. You might not, because you don't look old enough to remember that. But back in my age, we lathered up in baby oil, and then somewhere along the way, people went, no, that's not okay. You need to use sunblock. And so really kind of what we're trying to do is get the word out that using mosquito repellent when you're outdoors is just kind of the new norm.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go outside. Don't be afraid that you're going to have, some sort of disease transmission. What you need to do is just be wise, Use mosquito repellent when you're outdoors. Make it part of your regular routine.
I have it right there in my car door, wherever I am, because you never know, you might end up at a park or something, and I'm always prepared to have mosquito
That's good
repellent.
advice. It's good advice because, for years, I was thinking, geez, how bad is a mosquito bite? But when you start thinking about some of the things that come with a mosquito bite and the diseases that can come along with them, they're kind of scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's a risk that you can easily avoid.
Yes.
By just using mosquito repellent. I just think that we need to get used to the new norm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm so grateful for you and your team and all the hard work and educating all of us, because it's a big deal. And so I think if we work together and continue this way and all your hard work, hopefully we'll nip it in the bud.
Yeah. It takes all of us. It takes everybody being part of the team, and I think that we can just get in front of us and make sure that we can have a safe and fun summer.
That sounds wonderful. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Terry, so
You're
much.
welcome.
Oh
my pleasure.
gosh.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank
Anytime.
you so much.
Bye.
Bye.